parents, how are you all doing? Okay, so this is the second video for the Tigers of this week. Now, we're going to focus on key positions. We have, depending what grade range they are, between 15 to 18, different positions that children learn to develop from biomechanical coordination, so they kind of know their lefts from their rights and they know how to sit, get up, listen, stay focused, be in control. At the same time, each position teaches something of value. So we're going to go through 3, possibly 5 positions, depending how much we can take in this session. So why are the children going to positions? And what are we looking for in each position? So you would have noticed we've discussed fighting stance and self-defense position in lessons previous to this, how they should stand, how they should be prepared. So I'm going to quickly go over those 2 positions again. So when they go into any position, they normally credit the position with the name Sir, as Sir is in the room and they're telling me that they're prepared for the next position. So the first one is fighting stance, Sir. And we say it with this little charge in our stomach. We don't scream it, you know, we don't want to whisper it. We want to say it with a firm, confident voice. So if you follow me along, fighting stance, Sir! A good fighting stance means they have their left leg forward, their left hand forward, and their left hand and right hand both up. Both the knees, you can't see it, but the knees are bent. They're not straight, okay? Now, Tigers may go into fighting stance with their right hand forward. There's nothing wrong with this. So if they go into fighting stance and they have their right hand forward, that's fine. If you're not happy and you want the other leg forward, say switch. Switch! And they should be able to understand the instructions. It's something that we use to help the children get to the right side or the left. Now from here, why fighting stance? They know the word fighting isn't so they can start punching and kicking each other, because we don't accept that. It's so they're prepared to fight off any problems they may occur. If someone tries to grab them, if someone puts a target in front of them, if someone starts to chase them, they know how to punch and how to run. They know to be ready, prepared, focused. So fighting stance is our way of getting children in mode to do all the good and hard kung fu, okay? So, with fighting stance, you can tell them to punch, you can tell them to kick. So I'm going to take you through like 5 repetitions. So everyone going to fight, Sir! And you're going to say it with them, okay? Like you're getting in position, because they like to follow strong leadership, role models. So if you do it, they'll follow you. In fact, they may even try to help you. My parents, this is fighting stance. 5 reps, we'll do 5 punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, if you want to fix their technique, we've done this on other tutorials, just find a tutorial and you can fix their punch techniques with this, okay? So fighting stance, you can do left or right, and it gets them ready and focused. Now, another position that we've also done is self-defense position. Now, self-defense have a different sort of mentality. It sounds and looks familiar, but it's more for them to be prepared that something is going to happen. So, everyone going to self-defense position, Sir. I'll say that again. Self-defense position, Sir. We can do the other side. Self-defense position, Sir. And you'll notice the hand positioning and my stance. So when I do the self-defense position, we don't have a fist, which is quite, it feels aggressive, but it's more preparedness. We have hands open, almost saying stop, halt, hold on, wait, to buy time. Self-defense is to get them ready for someone to try and grab them. And they're almost prepared to buy that second. The most important part of self-defense is the open hands, because we primarily like to focus on something called palm strikes, or the tiger palms. So palm strikes is the most universal used self-defense move. Why? It's amazing. They're very powerful. They use their hands on the inside far more than they use on the outside. Knuckle when people punch, feel a sting and they hurt their hands. How about palm strikes? You use every day. When you're clapping, you're getting off the floor, you're pushing the doors shut, you're picking things up, you're, catching things. These are far more conditioned, even though they're sensitive, they're far more conditioned than your knuckles are. And to prove, we have my good friend Bob over here to the side. And if I was to punch, sometimes when I punch, the knuckles can feel a bit awkward and the skin may stretch because the skin starts to stretch near the knuckles. But when you use the palm, it sounds like a powerful slap, because it is. The palms naturally have a larger surface area. They can accelerate and they can land. And it doesn't hurt as much as the punches. So when we do self-defense position, sir, we encourage children to use palm strikes. So self-defense position, and they'll do palm strikes. So self-defense position is done accordingly. But let's go on to some other ones. You would have noticed I used resting position and kneeling position. So I'd like to discuss these because they're really important. And in fact, I know of parents that use these positions at home to get the kids focused and get the kids ready for the next part of their exercises, or to get ready to tidy their rooms, or just to tell them to sit down quietly. So let's do kneeling position, sir. So kneeling position, please don't jump to the floor and land on your knees. Kumato style, you're going to damage your knees. So we slowly go to the floor, place the knees, sit back, have the body sitting straight, hands on the laps. Some people have it in the mid-thigh or the lower. Now when they have the hands to lower, this is fine. Now you'll notice I'm going to change the positioning of my feet and I sit on my toes and I look taller. I don't recommend this, not yet. I'll show you from the side. Kneeling position, I sit back and my ankles go flat because it's a nice deep stretch from the toe all the way to the knee. If we go onto the toes, as I showed before, this can be quite tight and awkward, and you may feel a lot of strain in your toes, so don't do this. Okay? Flat. Second part, body needs to be as straight as possible to the back of the leg. And my hands, again, on the thighs. Show you from the front. So, this is a good kneeling position. If the knees are too wide, this is no good. Neither too close. It's not good either. Just, I normally have a fist distance, roughly, approximately, because what happens is, if it's too close, they get pushed over too easily. If it's too wide, they can get pulled forward too easily. If it's just approximately your knee width to shoulder width, you can kind of resist all four angles and sit in kneeling position quite strong. Now, what is kneeling position? Kneeling position is a way for children to take a small rest, but also be prepared. We focus kneeling position when we want the children to listen to the next instruction, next activity. We don't want them to switch off. So if we go into a resting position, which is something else, they kind of switch off. They feel like they can have a break, they can ease their mind, and then focus on the next task when we tell them to. Kneeling position, they're still in the mode. They've still got exercise to do, they've still got things to work on. So if we've done punching, we've done kicking, we've done grab technique, and then I say, kneeling position, sir, kneeling position, sir, and they're still ready. Sir's going to tell us to do something soon, very soon, so let me stay ready. So this is a way for them to stay ready whilst taking a small rest off the legs, just in kneeling position. So this is what I call, even though it's called kneeling position, as a teacher, this is my listening position. And when people are in kneeling position, they're ready to listen to instructions. So you'll notice in class when I say, Tiger, kneeling position, sir, kneeling position, sir, I straight away go into the next exercise. Okay, so who can show me X, Y, Z? So this is kneeling position. And if you want to test it with your children, you can push them from the side, from the front and back, and they want to try and stand strong. If they're too weak, then you've got to teach them to stand up strong. And from the previous video of exercises of your core and your arms, structure should be building slowly, and they should feel a lot stronger. Let's go into the fourth position, which is the resting position. And probably one of the most important positions we do. Resting position is when we have the children cross their feet and sit like this, or like this. Now, with the feet crossed, the body is trying to sit as straight as possible. It's not slouching or, playing on the floor or just moving around or one foot out a little bit. No, there is strict discipline in resting position. Resting position, cross your feet. You deserve to have a break if you're told to get into resting position, but you must be always in a good structure and good technique. Resting doesn't mean become lazy. Resting means have a break. We'll be getting started very soon. So this is the rule that we have with resting position. We need them to be focused, sharp, ready. But when I say resting position normally, they know they can take a little bit longer for a breather. And I don't mind if what happens is they have like 5 seconds to rest, 10 seconds to rest while I set the next activity, next exercise. Or I want them to learn how to just breathe and meditate and focus. Yes, tigers can meditate and they can focus. So, resting position from the side view looks like this. So my feet are crossed, my body is as straight as possible, and I sit with my hands all here. Please don't allow them to slouch, lean. Tell them resting position is not done like that. Sir has said in the video, resting position is done with a straight back. Who can show me a good resting position? So normally how I challenge the children is I ask them if they can show me a good position. So you can say to your children, okay, sir wants me to test your positions. Show me a good resting position. And they'll go, resting position, sir. And I say, okay, that's really good, but are you in a good posture? Are you in a good technique? Are you showing good etiquette, good mannerism? Are you showing that you are a disciplined martial arts student? Excellent. Now you'll notice in resting position, the things that we do here is calm the mind and calm the breath. So you'll notice I tell children to breathe in with this hand exercise and almost with their eyes closed sometimes, because the way to bringing their energy and their heart rate to a more calmer state so they can stay relaxed. Having kids going crazy too much all the time can not just burn them out, but can cause havoc. So we use resting position to bring them to a little bit of a peace, a little bit of calmness. So with this tutorial video, parents, hopefully this has helped you understand 4 positions, 2 that we have done previously and 2 new ones. And hopefully resting and kneeling position, you have slightly more details to how you can incorporate into every day. Example, if you're doing some training, say, okay, we're going to go do some training, now both of you go into resting position, sir, and they should be able to go into it. If they don't listen, say, now sir wanted me to tell you, he's watching and listening, and if you don't do good, I'm going to tell sir. And by all means, parents, drop me a WhatsApp call or drop me a text and say, can you spend a minute talking to the kids? And I'm more than happy to have a quick video call and ask them to train and be good, because that's what I'm here for. Now, these 4 positions that I've shown, please practice it throughout the week. Pick a position, say resting position, and say, okay, we're going to do resting position today, and tell them to sit in a resting position. Do not tell them to sit in it for like 5 minutes. They won't. The kids can't stay in a disciplined 5-minute focus, not yet, and not at this age. However,
they probably would sit in resting position for 5 minutes if you sat with them, because they like to follow leadership. They like to follow the strong role models that you are as parents. So if you've done it with them, they would be really excited, but they will do it as well. They might even try to encourage you to fix your techniques. So please practice these positions with the children, and hopefully when we do our online lessons, I can see suddenly a different focus, and I can tell the difference with some children that had been practicing it from the other ones that have not really been practicing it. So we're going to finish this tutorial lesson. If you all stand up. Okay, parents, it was great to see you, and thank you for taking your time to watch this tutorial about 2 extra positions that we can focus on and make sure the children are doing better for their training. Okay, 1,